All right, so good day to everyone. For today, we are going to discuss the bank reconciliation. Okay, so for our objectives for this lesson, first we are going to identify, the different reconciling items for banks and books. Okay, so dito yung medyo talaga kailangan nating pagtuunan ng pansin, no? So that you'll be able to know kung ano ba dapat yung kailangan mong i-adjust, okay, for bank and for the books for you to be able to arrive with the adjusted balance or the correct balance po natin. Okay? So the second one, we are going to differentiate the different methods of bank reconciliation. And lastly, we are going to analyze different bank and book errors. So which is pagdating kay errors, sa sobrang dami niya, hindi natin siya ma-encapsulate. Okay? So we are going to analyze a few of them and how are we going to treat them in our bank reconciliation. Okay. So, what is a bank reconciliation? A bank reconciliation is actually a report, no, for the purpose of bringing the balances of cash per records and for bank statement into agreement. Okay? For the purpose of, so kailangan ibabalance po natin yung records natin sa ledger with the bank statement, with the bank statement. Okay? So, there are reasons kasi, no, na wherein yung records natin sa ledger will not be in accordance with the bank statement or magkaiba sila. Okay? So, sometimes yung iba niyan is just a timing difference. Okay? So, through bank reconciliation, we'll be able to know or we'll be able to explain bakit hindi sila parehas. Okay? So, ano yung mga reasons? Bakit hindi parehas yung records natin sa ledger compared sa bank statement natin? Okay? So, the second purpose is, of course, we need to arrive with the correct cash. Okay? Na wherein, kung magkano yung makukuha natin ditong adjusted balance or the correct cash, that will be the amount to be reflected on our financial statements. Okay, and number three, we are to provide adjusting entries. Okay, so to start with, let us first identify yung atin pong ledger balance. Alright, so yung ledger balance po natin, ito po yung ano natin, yung T account natin or the ledger. Alright, so simply on our books, we have the cash in bank account. So meron tayong debit niya for the beginning. So whenever that we are going to deposit from the banks, we debit the cash in bank. Okay? Credit the cash on hand. Okay? Pagka mag-withdraw naman sa bangko, kaya meron tayong mga disbursement sa bangko, we credited the cash in bank or mag-i-issue tayo ng cheque and we credit cash in bank. And wherein we are going to have a cash ending balance, which is a debit balance. Alright. And then for the bank statement. So, si bank statement naman, iba-iba yung itsura niya, no? Depende kasi sa bangko. Okay, depende po sa bangko kung ano po yung itsura ng bank statement nila. Alright, so this is an example of a bank statement. So, this is a three-column ledger. If you are familiar with the three-column ledger, yun nga lang, you need to take into consideration that a bank statement, or in a bank rather, no, baliktad po yung debits and credits. Alright? So, baliktad po sa kanila. So, meaning, in the perspective of banks, when you say, kinredit mo yung account, ibig sabihin, yung account ay nadagdagan. Okay? Kapag ka dinebit niya yung account ay mababawasan. So, baliktad po kay bangko. Alright? So, as we can see here, no, we have the balance forwarded. Ito yung balance on the previous period. Alright? And then, for the cash deposits, nasa credit siya. Okay? So, meaning madadagdagan yung balance. And then, for the service charges and the withdrawals, ayan, so naka-debit sila. Alright? So, naka-debit po yan. So, mababawasan yung bank balance natin. And then, we have the ending balance. Alright. So, how does the bank reconciliation perform? Ayan. So, on the bank reconciliation, we try to bring into agreement yung ating ledger and the bank statement. Okay, so dapat magparehas sila ng amounts. Okay, so there are various reasons kung bakit hindi sila nagkakaparehas ng amount. So let's talk about the reconciling items. So reconciling items, ito po, these are items that are recorded by either parties. Okay, it's either recorded siya ni book or recorded siya ni bank. So the reason the reason, this is one of the reasons kung bakit hindi nagkakatugma yung balances ng ledger sa bank statement. Alright? Kasi it was recorded by either of them but not both of them. Kasi if an item would be recorded by both of them, walang problema. Parehas nilang ni-record, so magiging parehas yung balances nila. So ito, either lang. So first we have the book reconciling items. Alright? So book reconciling items, these are items that are recorded by the banks but not yet by the books. So ibig sabihin, na-record na ni bangko, hindi pa nagre-reflect sa books. So hindi pa nare-record ni book. So that's why it is going to be reconciled in the books. Okay? So first we have the credit memos. Ayan. So credit memos are additions to cash in bank. Credited by bank, not yet recorded in book. So there are items na na-record na ni bangko or na-credit na ni bangko. Ibig sabihin po nung na-credit, nadagdagan ni bangko yung account mo. Kaya siya tinawag na credit memo. Okay? So credit memo, sino ang nag-issue ng memo? Si bangko. Okay? So nag-issue ng memo si bangko. Anong sabi ni bangko? I had credited your account. That's why it's called a credit memo. So therefore, credit memos are addition to your account. Kaya siya tinawag na credit memo. Okay? So, kaya siya nag-memo kasi nga hindi alam ni Books. Okay? So, it's like a notification na Books na on the ledger or on the company, I credited your accounts. Ibig sabihin nun, dinagdagan niya yung account natin. So, ano po yung mga credit memos natin, mga examples po natin yan. Number one, collection of AR by the bank. Let's say tayo, may AR tayo. Tapos kinolekta ni bank, hindi natin alam. So, kay bangko, nadagdagan na yung cash natin. Sa books natin, hindi natin alam. Nalaman lang natin nung nag-issue siya ng credit memo. Number two, proceeds of a bank loan. Ayan, umuutang kay bangko. Usually, the proceeds of bank loan is directly credited in the depositor's account. Alright, so once the loan will be approved, the cash shall go directly to our account. So, syempre, hindi natin alam, no, na-credit na yung account natin. Alright, nalagay na pala ni bangko doon. So, magpapadala siya sa atin ngayon ng credit memo informing us that the cash or the proceeds of the bank loan is already credited to our accounts. That's the time that we are going to record. And number three, we have the interest on deposits. So we'll be able just to see the interest that it is already credited in our bank statement. Alright? So we don't compute with our own interest. The bank will compute their own rate interest and then credited it on our account. And then we are going to record that on our books. So these are the items that will make the cash in bank per bank statement higher than our ledger. Kasi nga, na-record na ni bangko, tayo ay hindi pa nag-update. Okay. Yan. So, kung merong credit memos, we have debit memos. O kapag ka nag-release po or nag-issue si bangko ng debit memos, ibig sabihin po niyan, binawasan niya yung atin pong account. So, meaning na-record na siya ni bangko, sa ledger ay hindi pa. Okay? So, usually, ang debit memos, kung di man yan i-issue ni bangko, minsan, yan po ay nagre-reflect na po sa atin pong bank statement. Okay, doon mo na lang siya makikita na, oh, teka lang, binawasan pala ako ni bangko, may naka-debit sa akin. So, ano-ano po yung mga examples natin ng debit memo? Ayan, so number one, yan yung atin pong bank service charges. Ayan, so dinebit memo po tayo niyan, no? Nabawasan po yung accounts natin. Alright? How about the NSF checks? Ayan, or DAIF checks. Pagka sinabi po nating NSF check, these are no sufficient fund or drawn against insufficient funds na checks. Okay? So, again, nabawasan po yung accounts natin. Kasi ano yan kumbaga parang pinadeposito natin kay bangko and then siyempre si bangko, no, dineposit niya, nadagdag sa account natin. Ngayon, nung i-encash na ni bangko yung pera from the drawee, from the drawer, okay, walang pondo. So, syempre, pabawiin ni bangko yung cash na na-deposit sa atin. Okay? Number three, we have the automatic debits. Okay? So ito yung mga expenses natin that we actually have an option, no? Yung option natin na of course para kung periodic payments naman yan or periodic expenses, pwedeng automatic nang ibawas sa accounts natin. So magre-reflect na lang yan sa debit memo sa ating pong bank statement. Then of course we have the payment of our loans. Ayan. So ito po yung mga nare-record na ni Bangko or binabawas ni Bangko sa accounts natin nang hindi pa natin nalalaman. Malalaman lang po natin to kapag nag-issue siya ng debit memos or on the bank statement itself. Alright. Ayan. And of course, we have the book errors. So book errors, these are errors in recording cash committed by the entity. Okay? So ito walang kinalaman dito si Bangko. Si book lang po ang merong accountability dito. Or yung accountant po natin. Alright. So let us now have the bank reconciling item. So just like the book, ito po, no, i-reconcile mo siya kay bangko. So bakit? Kasi na-record na siya sa book kay bangko, hindi pa. Okay, hindi pa siya nare-record ni bangko. Okay, so meaning i-reconcile siya kay bank. So sino-sino siya? Ito medyo mas madaling intindihin, no, kaysa doon sa debit memos and credit memos. Okay? Kaya ako usually kapag ka nagbabank recon, sinasuggest ko na mag-reconcile ka kay bank. Kasi kay bank po, medyo mas madaling intindihin yung reconciling items niya. Okay? So ano ba yung reconciling items ni bank? Number 1, deposit in transits. Okay? So ito po yung deposito ni entity na hindi pa nare-receive ni bangko. Okay, so meron ba no? Nagpa-deposito tapos hindi niya na-receive, inabot ng 1 day or 2 days, no? Alright? Meron pong ganun, no? Pero it's not literal na pinadeposito mo ngayon, nakarating siya sa bangko kinabukasan. So hindi naman po ganun 'yan, no. So 'yan po yung in practice, no, sometimes nagpa-deposito and then inabot ka nung cut-off date or cut-off time. Mas sabihin sa'yo, sir, ano na po yan, next banking days na po madideposito. Pero tatanggapin na po namin yung pera. That's an example of a deposit in transit. So meaning, hindi siya i-credit agad ni bangko kasi nga, inabot ka na ng cut-off. Sabi niya, i-credit yon next banking days. Paano kung Friday yon? Ang next banking day ay Monday. Paano kung long weekends pa? No, walang pasok. So medyo matagal-tagal. So that is accounted for as a deposit in transits. Okay? Pero usually ngayon, bihira ka na makakita ng ganyan as a reconciling item. Alright, so next, reconciling item naman natin, we have outstanding checks. Ang outstanding checks po natin, ito po yung personal checks. Okay, na in-issue po natin ni entity. Ayan, so kung gusto mo pong marinig yung lecture po natin dyan doon sa previous video about the personal checks, you may watch the other videos prior to this video. Okay? So ito po ay personal checks na in-issue po natin, supposedly pambayad. Okay, pambayad ng utang or pambayad ng expenses. Alright? So ito po, once na ni-record na po natin to, di ba? Sabi ko nga sa inyo last time, personal check natin, we debit the accounts payable or the expense credit cash. Kasi cash na po kaagad yan. Okay? Nga lang, kapag yan po ay undelivered or hindi pa yan ini-encash ni payee, it will be it will be an outstanding check. So, kumbaga parang tayo, hinihintayin natin na i-encash siya. Alright? Pero hindi pa niya ini-encash. Nga lang, bakit kasi? Kasi na-record na po natin yan sa books eh. Remember, ang entries natin noon, debit accounts payable or expenses, credit cash. Okay? Nga lang, kay bangko, hindi pa niya nare-record kasi hindi pa na-encash. Ayan. So, syempre sa atin, i-adjust po natin yan doon sa bangko as if na-encash po siya. So, except certified checks. Kapag yan kasi certified checks, ibig sabihin, it was already presented sa bangko. So, maglalaan na po sila ng cash for that. Alright? And syempre, tatandaan mo, ang outstanding check, it is only the undelivered or the yet to be encashed na check. It does not include yung post-dated checks. Okay? So, you may watch that separate video about post-dated checks. And then, of course, we have the third one, we have the bank errors. Errors committed by the banks. All right. So what are the kinds of errors here? No? kung doon sa books, ang errors na nako-commit is the clerical errors. No? Kapag sinabi natin clerical errors, nagkamali ng recordings. Sa bank naman po, these are erroneous errors. Okay? So, example here is the erroneous debits and erroneous credits. Now, erroneous debits, ibig sabihin nito, binawasan ka ni banko na hindi naman pala sa'yo. O kaya naman na kinredit ka ni banko sa erroneous credits, kinredit ka ni banko na hindi naman sa'yo. Ayan. So, those are some of the errors about the banks, on the perspective of the banks. Okay. So, bank reconciliation can be conducted in three ways. Okay, so we have the adjusted balance method, the book-to-bank balance, and the bank-to-book balance. Pero syempre dito, the usual na ginagamit po natin is yung number one, no? Yung adjusted balance method. Because on the adjusted balance method, we are able to arrive with the correct cash balance. Okay, that is to be reflected on our balance sheet. Okay? The second method and the third method is just being used for reconciliation purposes, wherein we are reconciling the balance per ledger to the balance per bank, or the balance per bank to the balance per ledger. So it is just a manner of reconciliation of the two. Yan. So we have the pro forma for the adjusted balance method. Okay? So here on the books, now we have the unadjusted balance per ledger. We add the credit memos and deduct the debit memos because these two are the reconciling items per books. Okay? So, and then we plus and minus the book errors, so we are able to arrive with the adjusted cash balance, which is should be equals to the adjusted cash balance per bank. Alright? Wherein the adjusted balance per bank shall be computed at the unadjusted balance per bank. We add the deposit in transits and the outstanding checks. We deduct the outstanding checks because they are the reconciling items per bank. Okay? Ayan. And then we plus and minus the bank errors. Ayan. So they should be equal. Okay? Alright. So for the other methods, yung book to bank and bank to book. Ayan. So as I have said kanina, it is just a reconciliation of the balances per ledger and the balances per bank. Okay? So as we can see here, no, on the book to bank, we reconcile the unadjusted balance per books going to unadjusted balance per bank. Okay, so paano po natin siya maintindihan, no? Dito, kung titingnan po natin, since nag-start ka with the unadjusted balance per books, the reconciling items po ni books are in the correct signs or treatment. Okay? So, ano ba yung reconciling items natin per book? Credit memo, debit memo. Okay, we add the credit memo, we less the debit memo. Okay? Whereas the reconciling items per bank are actually in reverse. Okay? Kasi dito, kung titingnan mo, the outstanding checks is being added and the deposit in transit is being deducted. So, kumbaga parang pabaliktad po yung kay bank. Alright? So, kasi si banko nagsisimula doon sa baba. Si books na doon sa taas. So, books to bank. Wherein, kapag binaliktad mo sila, ayan, so babaliktad din, no? So, mag-start ka with an adjusted balance per bank. Wherein, the reconciling items per bank are on the correct position. So, you add the deposit in transit, you deduct the outstanding checks. Okay? Whereas, the reconciling items per books are in reverse. So, meaning, yung debit memo, instead na i-minus, i-add. And yung credit memo, instead na i-add, naka-minus. Okay? So, ayun po yung dalawang books, ay dalawang other methods natin. Pero, actually, ito, pwede mo na rin itong gawin using the adjusted balance method. Ayan. Okay, so paano po ginagawa ito? Yung computation po dito, pa workback, pabalik. Okay, so let's say books to bank. So, kung books yan, mag-start ka sa unadjusted balance per books. Okay, so unadjusted balance per books, you compute for the adjusted balance. And then you transfer to the other side, no, doon po sa bank balance. And then you work it upwards, pataas. Okay, so kung parang nag-i-squeeze method ka. So you are able to get or to perform book to bank method without having a different template for that. For bank to books, ganun naman. Same din. So ganun din, pa letter U. Pabaliktad naman, papunta doon kay books. Kay books column ka naman magwo-work back pataas. Okay? So meaning, this pro forma is sufficient for you to do the three different methods in bank reconciliation. Yeah. So let us have an example. Again, the difficult here is how you are going to recognize and classify the reconciling items. Kapag nagkamali ka ng identification ng reconciling items, magkakamali ka on your bank reconciliation. Okay, so yun yung mahirap dito. So you should be able to identify and classify the reconciling items. So let us have this one. So Grass Company provided the following information. So meron tayong balance per bank statement on July 31 and the balance per ledger on July 31. So syempre kung titignan natin yung dalawa, hindi sila parehas. Okay? Kasi yan yung parehas na ending balance. Okay? So meaning meron tayong mga reconciling items. So let us check. So the first one, we have the deposits of July 30 not yet recorded by the bank. Yan. So, anong klaseng reconciling items to? So, kung deposit siya not recorded by the bank, it will fall under the deposit in transit reconciling item. Okay? So, that's a deposit in transit. Second one. So, we have debit memo. Ayun, so nakalagay na siya, no? Service charges. So, therefore, this is a book reconciling item. And then we have the credit memo. Okay, so credit memo, collection of note by Bank for Grass. So again, it is a book reconciling items. And then we have the outstanding checks. All right. So here we have already identified, no, yung atin pong mga reconciling items. So the next thing you need to do is to put the reconciling items in their appropriate books. Kung kanino mo siya i-adjust. Alright, so let's say kanina, yung credit memo and debit memo, we put them as a reconciling item of the books. Okay, so from the ledger balance of 750, we add 300, we deduct the 10. So the adjusted cash balance is 1,040 or 1,040,000. Okay, so dun kay bangko, kay bank statement, ganun din. So we have the balance per bank statement na 1,240. Alright, we add the deposit in transits of 280. So that's ano na yan, no? 1,520 plus the outstanding checks of 480. So the adjusted cash balance is 1,040,000. Alright? So yun yung ano, no, next step natin. So after you have identified the reconciling items, you should put the reconciling items in their appropriate books or you should adjust them on their appropriate books. Kung yan po ay kay books or yan po ay kay bank. Alright? Ayan. So, dapat parehas po yung lalabas na adjusted cash balance natin. Okay. Ayan. So, of course, after we perform the bank reconciliation, we are required to prepare an adjusting entry. So, we have two entries. So, first entry, we debit cash in back, credit notes receivable. So, that is to record the credit memo. Alright? And then, we debit the bank service charge, credit the cash in bank. That is to record the debit memo. Right? So, bakit? Kasi ito po, no, these are reconciling items ni book. Anong concept niya? Ibig sabihin po nito, hindi pa siya nare-record sa book, pero na-record na siya kay bank. Okay? Ayan. So, ito lang po ang merong adjusting entry. Yung reconciling items po ni bank, ayan, hindi po tayo ang mag-a-adjusting entry doon kasi sa atin, na-record na po natin yun. Kung meron man po mag-a-adjust doon, si banko yun. Once they have received the deposit in transits and the outstanding checks. Okay? So, kay banko yan. So, meaning, for the adjusting entries, ang meron lang pong adjusting entries ay yung book reconciling items. Okay. Yan. So, if we're going to do naman, no, yung book to bank and bank to book. So, ito yung magiging result natin. Okay? So, again, the book to bank and bank to book is actually a reconciliation. Okay? We do not concern about the beginning and the ending of the computation because it is already given. Okay? So, tingnan mo yung book to bank. We started with the adjusted balance per book, 750. Given yan. And then we have the unadjusted balance per book of per bank na 1,240. Okay? So what we are trying to do is we reconcile the two balances. Okay? By filling in the contents. Okay? So again here, we add the credit memo, we add the outstanding checks, we less the debit memo, and we less the deposit in transits. So we are able to reconcile the two unadjusted balances. Okay? So ganun din po kay bank to book. Ayan, pabaliktad lang naman siya. Okay, pero nga sabi ko nga kung gagamitin mo yung adjusted balance method natin, parehas din yung lalabas po na sagot diyan. Okay, naka-reverse lang din po siya. So balikan ko yung adjusted balance method natin. Ayan. So if you're trying to obtain book to bank method, so mag-start tayo kay book. So 750 plus 300 minus 10. So that's 1,040 or 1,040,000. So you go to the bank, adjusted balance, so 1,040,000 kasi ay 1,040,000 kasi parehas yan. No? And then we perform it on the opposite. So 1,040 plus 480 minus 280. So makuha mo yung 1,240. Okay? So pwede rin tong method na to, no? Ayan, so that hindi ka na magme-memorize pa ng ibang procedure pa. Isa lang, ito na lang. Okay? So, ganun na lang po ang gagawin ninyo, no? Ayan. Okay? So, let us have examples of bank errors. Ayan, tayo sa bank errors. Let's have another example, no? So, in reconciling the cash balance on December 31, 2014, with that shown in the bank statement, some company provided the following information. Ayan, so meron siyang balance per bank statement and balance per book. So, as we can see, no, hindi sila balance, no? Okay, hindi sila parehas. We have deposit in transits. So, that is a bank reconciling item. And then we have the service charge. That is a book reconciling item. So, additional information. Ayan. The check of SIM company charged by bank against some account. Okay, SIM. Ito, usually, ginagawa to sa audit. Sa audit po ginagawa ito, no? Kasi nga, pagka sa audit, of course, we are correcting, no? The accounts. Baka mamaya sabihin mo dun sa audit mo, sa teacher mo, no? Sir, hindi po ba to typo? Okay, typo po. Kasi ang company po natin ay si Sam, pero ito po ay si Sim. Pwede bang ganun? Hindi po, no? Kasi yun po ay part ng auditing. Okay, kaya po pagka-auditing, kapag may mga typo error, it's not considered as typo error. It is definitely an error. Alright? Error yan. So, ang goal mo dyan is you need to correct the accounts. Okay, so ano nangyari? Yung cheque daw ni Sim company, no, ay chinarge against kay Sam. Which is tayo, ang nire-reconcile natin ay si Sam. Okay, so chinarge tayo, no? So, ibig sabihin po niyan, kapag yan po ay chinarge, ibig sabihin, sa atin binawas yung cheque ni Sim. Sino nagkamali? Si Bangko. Okay, si Bangko siya. So, next, we have the erroneous debit memo of December 28 to charge Sam account with the settlement of bank loan of 200,000. So, erroneous debit memo. So, mali, no? Mali. Dinebit tayo ni Bangko for 200,000. So, kailangan ibalik niya yun, no? Kasi binawasan tayo eh. And then we have the deposit of SIM company credited to some account. Ayan. So, ito naman, deposit ni SIM. Sa atin dineposito kay Sam. So, mali. Di ba? Kasi dapat kay SIM yan. Sa atin na deposito. Okay, so again, no? Ito, no? It's more like of an audit. So may mga errors. So we have to correct. Okay? Yung mga errors natin. Now, Ayan. So, let us now have our bank reconciliation. Okay. Ayan. So, dito kung titignan mo, no, sa atin pong bank reconciliation, kung yung ibang reconciling items po ay hindi given, wag mo na pong hanapin. Okay, kung hindi po given yung ibang reconciling items. Okay? So just like here kay books, eh meron tayong ledger balance and then ang reconciling item lang natin is the debit memo. Okay, yun lang. Okay? So we less the debit memo, so the adjusted cash balance is 4,525. Okay? So dapat yan din yung magre-reflect doon kay bank statement. So let us have the bank statement. So for our bank statement, no, ang unadjusted balance natin is 4,000. Okay, so we add the deposit in transit given yan, and then we correct the errors. So incorrect charge, so we add 150 kasi binawasan tayo eh. Okay, kailangan ibalik yun ni bangko. Okay, so another one is the erroneous debit. Ayan, binawasan niya rin tayo. Di ba? So kailangan ibalik niya. And then the incorrect deposit. So dinagdagan tayo. Ay, ibawas niya yun kasi hindi yun sa atin. So we are able to arrive with the ayan, uh, adjusted cash balance natin. Yun. So magkano yung adjusted cash balance natin? Ayan. So still 4,525. Ayan. So the same amount pa rin naman, no? Yung atin pong lalabas dyan. Alright? So you just need to identify, no, yung ating mga reconciling items and put them in the correct. So wag kang ma-frustrate. Teka lang, wala akong nakitang outstanding check. Teka lang, ano ba yung magkano ba yung credit memo? Alright? So kung yun lang yung binigay sa atin, yun lang po yung ipe-perform natin. Okay. And let's have the last example, no? To illustrate yung atin pong book errors. Okay. Okay, so in reconciling the cash balance on December 31, 2014, with that shown in the bank statement, some company provided the following information. Ayan, so we have the balance per bank statement and the balance per book. So we have outstanding checks. So this is a bank reconciling item. And the notes collected by the bank. So ito po ay book reconciling item because it will fall under the credit memos. So additional information are as follows. Ayan. So some had recorded a deposit of 100,000. The correct amount was 125. So just like what I've said, most of the book errors are clerical errors. No? Ito yung mga nagkamali ng recordings other than dun sa mga omissions. Kasi pwede rin siyang omissions. Pagka sinabi nating omissions, hindi na record. Okay? So, kung hindi siya na-record, we just simply record it. No? Pero kapag ganito, na-record pero mali, so we need to have an adjusting entry or correcting entry for this one. So, ang record daw ay 100, pero dapat ay 125. So, kailangan natin dagdagan pa ng 25. So next, some recorded a check payment to vendors as 320, but in the bank statement, it was charged only at 300. Okay, so nirecord daw natin as a disbursement is 320, pero nung si bangko na, it's 300. So alin ba ang susundin natin? So syempre, ang susundin po natin is yung nirelease ni bangko. Kasi ang nirelease lang po ni bangko is 300,000 lang. Okay, so nakuha po. So susundin natin siya. Hindi naman pwedeng, teka lang, mali si bangko. Mali si bangko. Ang nirelease dapat ni bangko ay 320. So hindi po natin siya pwedeng gawin ganun, sabihin ganun. Okay, kasi po si bangko, we presume that the bank is correct. So kung 300 lang ang chinarge ni bangko, ibig sabihin, yung cheque na na-release natin is just for 300,000. Okay, so ang nagkamali po is yung tayo sa recordings. So probably ang nangyari niyan, no, gumawa tayo ng cheque, ang laman ng cheque is 300,000, pero ang na-record natin ay 320. Okay? So sa atin yung mali. So we need to correct our books. So that is a book error. Ayan. So to perform the bank reconciliation, so here we have, no? Ayan. So we have the ledger balance of 25. Okay, so we add the credit memo. Ayan. And then we reconcile the error. Okay, so we have the incorrect deposit. So dadagdagan natin ng 25,000 kasi nga 100 dapat 125 pala. And then yung atin pong over disbursements. Okay, so malaki yung na-record as an expense or as a disbursement. So, ibabalik natin yung sobra na 20,000. So, our adjusted cash balance, it's 2,745,000. Okay, for the bank, kay bank naman, wala namang masyadong reconciling items, si outstanding check lang. And then, we have the adjusted cash balance of 2,745. Okay? Ayan. So, yun po yung atin pong bank reconciliation. Alright? So, you may find it simple here on our example. But, of course, that is only to foster your understanding. Okay? So, mahirap naman po na bigyan ko kayo kaagad or i-lesson natin kaagad is yung mga mahihirap kaagad. Alright? So, you need to build first your basic foundation. Okay? So, syempre dito po, sa mga problems naman, hindi po yan isa-isa lang katulad nito pong mga example natin. Kasi later on, no, marami po yan na reconciling items na ibibigay po sa inyo. Especially the errors. Ang errors po, hindi po natin may encapsulate. Okay? Kasi po, marami pong klase ng error. So, dito, we just have illustrated 4 errors. No? Dalawa kay book, dalawa kay bank. But there are still other errors that could actually exist in a bank reconciliation. Alright? So, yun lamang po. Thank you for listening and see you on the next video.